Hello, hello. We are joined by DodgeThis 82, who definitely hits her performance in today's story, written by deontistic. Welcome to WNOK, the place you come when you're all alone. I'm Dr. Feelright, waiting to take your call on another rainy night in the city. You need a friend? Dr. Feelright's gonna take you in. Let's get back to the phone lines. Alice on 2. What's on your mind tonight, Alice?
Dr. Jensen.
It was one of my regular patients from the office, Alice Stone. I recognized her voice. My regulars didn't call the station as a rule, but I'd take this call. She was clinically depressed, suffered from dissociative disorder, but was generally harmless if left to her own devices. This is Dr. Feelright. What's on your mind? Silence.
You're gonna be upset with me.
I'm not here to judge you, Alice. I just want to help. Tell me what's going on. More silence.
I've made a mess in your room.
What room? Where are you, Alice? What sort of mess?
There's blood. Lots of blood.
Are you in danger, Alice? Are you hurt? Tell me what's going on.
No, I'm not hurt. I'm not in danger, no.
Whose blood then? More silence. I heard rustling sounds in the background. Alice? This is live radio. We need to keep things moving. What's this about blood?
Yes, I'm sorry. It's your wife's.
My wife's? That's not something you hear on live radio every day. What are you talking about, Alice? Where are you?
I'm at your house, in your room.
I snapped my fingers to get my producer's attention. I muted the mic and told her to call 911, to send the cops to my house. I hear you, Alice. I can tell you're upset. You must be scared.
Yes.
I'm here to help you. Now, tell me, why do you think you're at my house? How is it you know where I live?
I seen it before from the outside. I found it in the property records.
That was plausible, I supposed. But my house was owned by a family trust. It would have taken some doing.
She woke up before she died.
She was softly crying now.
I cut her throat like he told me, but she opened her eyes and saw me before she died.
He? Who is he?
The man who talks to me sometimes.
Is he there now?
No.
More rustling. Maybe she was wiping her nose.
Yes, but he's here, but only in my head. But he's quiet now.
I need to know precisely where you are, Alice, so I can send an ambulance. It sounds like someone's hurt.
She isn't hurt. She's dead.
Alice, I insist you tell me where you are.
I've already told you. In your house. In your room.
And you're alone. No one is there with you.
No. Well, just your wife, but...
But the man who tells you things, you're saying he's not real, He's not really there.
Oh, he's real. I just can't see him.
Jesus Christ. This woman was more messed up than I'd realized. Nothing I'd seen from her to date indicated this type of delusion. She was young, though. Maybe the onset of schizophrenia. What's the address where you are, Alice? It's very important you tell me right now.
You don't know your own address?
If you're really at my house, how did you manage to get in without tripping the alarm?
Man,
The man. He let you in?
no. He told me about the key under the plant, and he gave me the code to disarm
Alice,
the alarm.
listen to me. This is very important. Are you listening?
Yes.
There has never been any key under a plant at my house. Maybe you thought you went to my house, but you went somewhere else. Look around for a piece of mail or something. It's imperative you tell me where you are. Otherwise, I can't help you. There were more rustling sounds. Then came another voice. A sweet little voice I knew all too well. It was my daughter, my little baby girl.
Daddy?
Fear gripped my throat.
Daddy, Mommy's got blood. I can't get her to wake up. She's got blood.
Baby? Oh my fucking God. That crazy bitch had my daughter? She'd woke her up and brought her into all that. Baby, Daddy's coming home. I'll be there in just a minute.
She won't wake up.
Mommy's tired, baby. Listen, could you please give the phone back to the other lady? There was an interminable silence, but finally,
You see? I told you the truth. I wouldn't lie to you, Dr. Jensen.
what have you done? I needed to stay calm, needed to keep Alice calm. My little girl's life hung in the balance. Alice, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Where's my daughter?
She's here, on the bed. She's talking to her mother and crying a little. I think she's scared.
But she's safe, right? She's not in any danger, is she?
Oh no. The man told me she's a princess and mustn't be touched. She's good, not like her mother. Her mother was evil and needed to die. She had to die, but not little Jamie. Little Jamie's good and mustn't be touched.
And the man knows, right? The man is good?
Oh yes, he's good. He's a good man.
This was horrifying. I couldn't believe she'd gotten my daughter out of bed. Or maybe she hadn't. Maybe my daughter had woke up on her own and wandered into her bedroom.
Dr. Jensen, I hear something. Someone's coming in the house.
Thank Christ. Good. That's good. I think it's the police, Alice. They're coming to help you.
But I'm scared. I'm scared they'll hurt me.
No, they won't hurt you. They're going to help you. Trust me, Alice. You trust me, right?
Yes, I trust you.
Good. The police are there to help you. In fact, why don't I have them bring you where I am? Would you like that?
Yes, I'd like that very much.
Good. Me too. Listen, why don't you send Jamie out into the hall to get them? It's a big house, and they might get lost.
Okay, I'll tell her.
I could hear Alice telling Jamie to go out in the
Yes,
hall
princess,
and get the
please.
policemen. Good. That's good. Just then I heard voices. Frenetic voices, and it sounded like the phone fell to the floor. There was a protracted commotion, which for me was excruciating. But finally, someone picked up the phone.
Dr. Jensen,
Yes?
this is Officer Steele. We have your daughter. She appears to be fine. No injuries, but we'll be transporting her to County General. You should go there now.
Thank God. I could physically feel the relief wash over me. Officer Steele, my wife. What about my wife? Silence.
There's a lot of blood, and she doesn't appear to be breathing. The EMTs are working on her now.
We ended the call soon thereafter, and I obviously ended my radio show early. Left it to my producer to figure out what to do with the air. I felt a strange mix of emotions as I drove through the rainy night toward the hospital. Ones I hadn't anticipated feeling this evening. Of course, I hadn't expected Alice to wind up in the company of my daughter, either. That caught me by surprise. I also wondered if perhaps the hypnosis regimen I had put Alice through had been a little too much for her. Maybe that had triggered the psychotic break. All the talk about the man in her head. Or maybe the man was me. Maybe the instructive part of our sessions had manifested as a man who only spoke to her in her head. Oh well, chances were strong to near certain it never come up. I'd been using the deep hypnosis techniques for years, and not a single one of my patients had ever been aware they'd been under. Alice would wind up in some mental hospital for years and years, and they'd dope her up so heavily she might never again be able to tell the difference between reality and fantasy. As to my nasty, money-grubbing whore of a wife, as far as I'm concerned, she got what was coming to her. Even more, she'd brought it on herself. No matter, though, done was done. Now that she was out of the picture, Jamie and I could get about the business of living our lives. Obviously, Jamie would need a lot of my attention in the immediate future. But a wise person once said, man doesn't live on bread alone. Just like Jamie, I'd need seeing to. Someone I could mold into a proper spouse and caretaker. I was Dr. Feelright, after all, and when it came to future mates and stepmothers, the city was my oyster. Thank you for listening. You can probably handle another horror story, right?